What's going on, boys and girls? What's up, world? Austin John Plays here, and it's time for our fourth and final part of every rare encounter in Pokemon Sun and Moon. This is every hard to find, evolve, and SOS encounter Pokemon in the game. This is going to be covering the fourth island, so if you need to check out the other islands, I'm going to leave a link in the description down below. And like the other videos, I'm not going to be covering common Pokemon or ones that appear on the previous islands. Guys, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to leave a thumbs up. That lets me know to keep on making awesome videos like these for you guys. And with no delay, let's jump right into it. Let's whip out our trusty over-eccentric ghost in our pants, the Rotom Dex. Pony Island has the shortest Pokedex of only 100, of 53 different evolutionary lines. Pony Island is unique in that you'll find the final forms of a bunch of Pokemon that you can't find their first forms of, so to get them, you'll just need to breed them. Let's start in Seafolk Village. In the Huntale ship, speak to the Ace Trainer, and she'll give you an Aerodactyl. I don't know why, she just does. So great. Also, there's a bubbling fishing spot right outside of the Steelix ship. When the water is bubbling, you have a 10% chance to catch Delmise. When the water's not bubbling, it's reduced down to 1%. Here in the bubbling water, you can also come across a Wailmer, and Wailmer has a chance to SOS call for a Wailord. Let's make our way to Exeggutor Island. During the storyline, of course, you found the one Alolan Exeggutor that's going to attack Lily, but in the grass, you'll be able to find wild Exeggcutes and a 20% chance at wild Alolan Exeggutors. Here's also your first chance to encounter Gastrodon, and Gastrodon has a 10% encounter rate. He's found in other islands, but they're all 10% as well. While on Exeggutor Island, if it's raining, any of the wild Pokemon here have a chance to call in a Cast form or a Sliggoo into battle. Now let's make our way to the Pony Wilds. Here's gonna be your first chance to encounter a wild Granbull at 20%. To get a Snubbull, you're gonna have to breed that Granbull. And in the water here, while surfing, there's a 5% encounter rate for Lapras. It's a pretty horrible encounter rate, but this is the only place to find it. Here, you're also going to be able to encounter Lumineon at 25%. While fishing at the bubbling spots is going to be your only chance to catch a wild Relicanth at 10%. If the water's not bubbling, back down to 1%. Now, when we make our way to the vast Pony Canyon, anytime that you're in the outside areas, you're going to be able to encounter Lycanrocs, its midday form and midnight form, 20% depending if it's day or night. For Rockruff in your game, it can only evolve into one possible type. The midday form for Pokemon Sun, and midnight form for Pokemon Moon. However, here, you can catch the opposing form. This is also a 5% encounter rate for Jangmo-o here, and Jangmo-o has a chance to call in a Hakamo or a Como into battle. This entire evolutionary line is the only place that you can find the Razor Claw, which is what you need for Sneasel to evolve. Here's also where you can find a Carblink. Carblink is going to be level 41 through 44, and he has a chance to call in a Sableye into battle. Let's make our way on out to the Ponybreaker Coast. Here's going to be the only place that you have a chance to catch a Sharpedo. Sharpedo has a 10% encounter rate at bubbling fishing spots, which is usually this bottom right-hand corner. Just past here is going to be your Island Guardian, Tapu Fini. He's level 60. He might be the hardest Guardian to catch, because he can replenish his health with Aqua Ring. So, best of luck with him. Let's make our way on north to Pony Grove. Here is going to be a 10% encounter rate for Pinsir, if you didn't get him while in the lush jungle. You could also have a 10% encounter rate to find Rolu. Now, Rolu has a chance to SOS encounter a Lucario or a Chansey into battle. Since catching a Rolu at level 52 through 55 is going to be kind of a pain to bring his affection up, you may want to wait till you SOS encounter a Lucario. Let's make our way to Pony Plains, which here in the regular grass, you're not going to find any Pokemon that we haven't seen before. However, the rustling trees have a 20% chance for having an Emolga in them, and the rustling bushes have a 30% chance for having a Scyther. Over in the Pony Meadow, of course, we have a 20% encounter rate for our Oricorio of this island, the Sensu. And even further in Resolution Cave, you're only going to find Golbats and Dugtrios in this cave. However, Golbat has a chance to call a Crobat into battle, and that's pretty cool. And the last location for us is going to be the Pony Gauntlet. Here we have a 5% encounter rate for wild Bewares. Also, fishing at the bubbling spot has a 10% encounter rate for Dratini, who could call on a Dratini, a Dragonair, or a Dragonite into battle. So at the end of the game, you have a chance to catch a level 10 Dragonite. That's pretty cool. Let's review the decks for any stragglers. To evolve Scyther into Scissor and a couple other Pokemon, you're going to need for them to hold items, which if you don't have a second copy of the game or a friend who is playing, a very, very popular strategy is to leave your Scyther holding the metal coat in the GTS and hope that someone trades it for a Scissor, which they usually will. And I didn't really have any stragglers this time. So great. Guys, that is now our fourth and final part of how to catch every rare Pokemon in Sun and Moon. If there's a Pokemon that you still haven't been able to find throughout all 4 of these videos, leave a comment down below. I'll be happy to answer it. Until next time, Austin John out.